With the world blaming Hulk for another terrible incident in El Paso, Texas, Banner pilots Starship Hulk through an interdimensional portal in order to escape the world and begin anew. But what happens when Hulk's pocket dimensional journey brings him face to face with the alternate Bruce Banner? Hulk issue number 3 really dives into the multiverse, but rather a big room filled with multiversal Hulks. The approach to this is pretty similar to Loki's struggle in a way, where no matter the universe, Loki will always end up losing. But here, no matter the Bruce Banner or the Hulk, every version leads to a path of destruction. And I especially found that the way Cates directs the alternate Bruce Banner was quite similar to Robert Oppenheimer. You know, the guy, who helped father the atomic bomb. Sure, his intentions were good, but in truth, he really opened a Pandora's box. He basically gave birth to gamma-based weapons that now poison this alternate world, as if the entire planet has been exposed to gamma radiation, which is pretty cool, and I can totally see Ryan Ottley go crazy with the art. And speaking of the art, Ottley continues to push mountains with every page. Every page and panel carries this edgy gore to its look, but the way that it's done, it doesn't come off as a try-hard. Like, look at me, blood and guts and punches, like fuck yeah. No, for the art carries this dirty, muddy presentation that truly fits well for a character like the Incredible Hulk. But again, my issues with the book are the fact that Donny Cates' books of late have been pretty simple reads, especially when it comes to his Hulk series. I feel as if you could have combined both issues 2 and 3 here as one whole issue. And so I really hope that Cates or Marvel Editorial takes note of the book's length and really tries to fix it. Overall, despite it being, a 2 to 3 minute read, I'm still very much enjoying this Hulk run, but it's definitely got a ways to go before it reaches that Al Ewing level. Hulk issue number 3 gets a 7 out of 10. Our story begins with a flashback, which depicts the events of the seemingly devastating incident that happened in El Paso, Texas, and we see nothing but destruction. Bodies beaten and bloodied, glass bottles smashed, fires rising. It's a complete shit show. And of course, we see Bruce Banner, who has to bear the aftermath of the chaos that the Hulk has created. But while Bruce stands there in horror, something from the darkness grabs Bruce by the hand and legitimately squeezes him like a bottle of ketchup. And boom, Bruce Banner explodes like a pimple. And that's what takes us to the current situation, where issue 2 last ended, where Starship Hulk exited a pocket dimension only to end up face to face with another Bruce Banner. Now our Bruce, Starship Hulk, he's asking this new Bruce on what's going on and where am I? But rather scream or cry for his mother, this alternate Bruce is actually pleasantly surprised at how this Hulk is speaking to him, using proper grammar and cohesive speech. And he tells him that he's never actually met an abomination like him before. Now Hulk is immediately insulted because who the hell wants to be called an abomination? Emil Blonsky sucks. And bitch please. But Bruce tells him that he doesn't mean it as an insult because apparently on this world, the word abomination is a term, one that is enforced by Bruce's superior. Meanwhile, as both Bruce Banners have themselves a conversation, inside Starship Hulk, we see our Bruce who's trying to stabilize the situation. Basically, we are given a reminder that Hulk is still trapped within the engine room, and that he's still fucking shit up when it comes to the giant-sized Wolverine. Which also means that the more he gets angry, the more power Starship Hulk gets. But it's here where Hulk swears to Banner that he will not be kept inside forever, for he will escape one day, and he will unleash his rage against him. But until then, Hulk will have to contend with the same shadowy beast that we saw back in El Paso, Texas. Now, picking back up with our Bruce Banner session, the alternate Bruce gives us the rundown of his world, and he tells us that he has been exposed to gamma radiation, but the effects are a bit more complicated, because rather than being a Hulk, he considers himself something far worse, for he created the G-Bomb, which proved to be a massive success, because for Bruce, he wanted to use the G-Bomb's effects as a way to help the Earth and to make the world green, where every home, car, and television could be powered by unlimited amounts of free power. But he was naive, for he didn't know the darkness that would be unleashed. Instead of becoming a pioneer or a savior, he became a destroyer of worlds. Thus, the powers above took his experiment and made it into a weapon. a weapon to set the world on fire. Therefore, Bruce decided to hide in order to atone for his sins, because not only did the G-bomb get unleashed upon the world, it cemented the United States as the greatest empire in history, but also, the ensuing radiation from the attacks causes something to happen every now and then. Sometimes, the survivors from the fallout turn into monsters. Essentially, survivors from the Gamma fallouts become Hulks. But in order to keep this a secret from the public, Bruce Banner was forced to send the Hulks, the Abominations, through the void, which was how this Bruce was able to find our Bruce. Basically, this world's dumping radiation waste, that being, the Hulk monsters. But it turns out that Bruce had no choice, because he was forced to do it. Forced to do it by his father-in-law. Forced by President Ross. And that, folks, was the end of the Hulk, issue number 3. And thank you guys very much for checking out my video, as it truly means the world to me. And as always, I'm your majestic sayer over at SuperCliff, and if you guys are new to the channel, then do me a solid by smashing that like and subscribe button, and also hit that notification bell so that you'll never miss out on an upload, and so that you'll always be kept up to date with your favorite top tier comics happening in the comic book world. Now tell me, what are your thoughts and opinions on this issue? Are you guys excited for issue number 4? Is it just me, or has Donny Cates' comics become really shorter in the past year? I don't know. I'm interested to hear what you guys think. But yeah, let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. And until the next video, peace.